Welcome back to health class. We're teaching health by all means and by any means necessary. I'm your virtual health specialist, Sherry Griffith. They call me the health teacher.
And I'm Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, former health professional, educator, now turned technology coordinator.
Well, we're here to help you be the best health teacher you can be.
Even the first day, we want to set a goal of what we want to learn or what we want to accomplish by the end of the term, by the end of the health class, whether it be sixth, seventh, eighth grade, whatever health class I was teaching at the time, first 9 weeks through fourth 9 weeks. I like to kind of present that health class as something that's ongoing and never ends. If you have my class the first 9 weeks, I may not get to see you again for the rest of the year. So I want to instill all those values in you that kind of go through second, third, and fourth term as well, and extend into the summer and into the next year, because I can't be there as a health teacher sitting at your table at home helping you make the right decision. So we go back at the end of the term of the 9 weeks, and we always revisit those goals. And we like to end the class the same way we start. So I see your first lesson is about making healthy choices. So I always like to go back, and no one ever puts they want to make healthy choices, right? So I like to come back and say, hey, did we make all of the healthy choices that we needed to make to accomplish the goal that you set the first day? What did you do? So then we start a conversation of writing. So I make them write in paragraph style, everything that led up to the goal, if they met it or if they did not meet it. And it always comes back to kind of making those healthy choices.
You said so many things that resonate with me. I was thinking about something I tell my students, which is if you have to sneak, if you have to creep, then you know that you're doing something that's probably not a healthy choice or something you might feel guilty about later. If you're experiencing any negative consequences or feelings from your actions, you know this is not a healthy choice. And I love the fact that these are tools that you could use for your whole entire life. So I'd like to ask you, in your opinion, why is it important to provide relevant learning experiences for students? And how can we provide relevant learning experiences for students?
Why is it important that we provide relevant learning experiences for students? This is important. We all want to think in terms of every subject every student one of my first takes in a given day actual assignments class, as, right, or in school. A health educator. All of those we did this project-based learning. Always project-based learning back to relevant learning students. Kind of taught students whether it be math, ELA, science, take control, better control of their lives. In health, we try to kind of take situations that are like high stress, creating those relevant learning experiences, de-escalate the situation. In turn, you go out in public with and relaxation, a citizen, meditation, becomes a model citizen. Anything that can you're taking all those concepts that you learn positive physical class, response, and now we're going to go negative one or a negative, even a negative
right?
social
So we have to
or
apply
emotional
everything
situation
that we learn. We
trying to
can't just
spark
learn it
those
in a textbook,
those
physical
or
in a project or whatnot. We have to
situations
go.
where
We have to
you
go
become more
with
calm and
application
relaxed.
now.
And one of the
So when we
first
put
things we
that
did
application
was we did a
to
cemetery
life,
study. Have you ever heard of a
it
cemetery
equals
study?
No.
A great
Oh my
experience,
gosh, tell me
right?
about it.
so good
So
quality of
in a
life.
cemetery study,
We always
you
talk about
take a
all
group
of
of
the
students, and
triangle,
you take, of course, a
the
group of
sides of the health
teachers as
triangle, right? We talk
chaperones.
about
We
the
never
social,
take any
the
parents.
mental,
We kind of just
the
have
physical,
students and teachers.
all of
And
this
most
is
are in the health
relevant when it
profession
comes
or
to
educators
learning
in some
experiences
capacity
from
or
health
another, whether it be a
to
teacher,
application in real life.
paraprofessional, coach. And you take a field trip and you go to a cemetery and you kind of take some of your most emotional students who usually reply to things physically in a negative way or emotionally or mentally in a negative way. So when you do the cemetery study, you have about 100 questions and you go as a group and you have about 3 or 4 in your group and you go on a scavenger hunt. So out of these 100 questions, they're asking things about the graves. And if you think about cemeteries, they all have a lot of history, right?
Yeah.
And they go back. And it could be from the 1800s all the way up into, a few days of people that are buried in the cemetery. So in the scavenger hunt, of course, it's predetermined all of the questions. So the students are going around and they're finding all of these questions, the answers to the questions. And of course, the first team that gets all of the answers completed wins. And there are right and wrong answers, of course, and they are checked. But by the end of the cemetery study, students come back to us in such a calm demeanor because we take away that external factor of class, of home life, of world news, politics. Like now we're in a pandemic, right? You take away all of those factors and you have students who try to work together for a common goal. And the fact that they're in a cemetery of a place, it's probably one of the most quiet places you can go, right? Outside of a library. I think a library is probably more noisy than a cemetery, right? So we're kind of sparking that relaxation, calmness in responding to these questions. And it's amazing how well the students do. And we do this at the beginning of the 9 weeks or the semester. And it's amazing how well they do behavior wise and even responding to events, whether it be traumatic events or whether it be stressful events. It's amazing how well they do. And we keep data. We kept data on it, especially some of the students who are more challenged with behavior issues or anger issues. And just that part of that project-based learning that we did just made me remember that, we always talk about stress, and health, stress, right? And we have to, as a person, come up with ways to deal with that stress because stress, we always say stress is never going to go away. If you're human, you're going to be faced with stress. It's how we deal with the stress that sets us apart, right? So just finding a way inside of you to come up with solutions to stressful situations can kind of somewhat make or break us. But those are the things we're trying to spark as health teachers. Just great experiences that can be relevant to you and applied to real life.
Thanks for joining us. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people?
Just thank you for being there. Thank you for listening today. And remember to continue to educate and to be that health teacher for yourself, your family, your friends, and for everyone around you. And we appreciate you.
Health classes for everybody. Thanks for joining us. Y'all remember out there, if you don't have your health, you don't have your life. Thank you.